Hey guys, I'm taking you all the way to Tanner Skatepark in Copiague, Long Island, New York to meet with this guy. Wait, no, this guy. Okay, wait, hold on. This guy. Yeah. Alright, let's roll the intro. Hey there, Arma here. Welcome to a brand new Armavation conversation. Today we got someone super duper special for you today. He's not only an experienced skater on the boards, we got an amazing, talented skateboarding film producer, director, videographer with his brand name called Eyewantitall Films. Let me introduce you to one and only Willy. Let's go. Woo! Okay.
Thank you for having me.
So yeah, once again, thanks Willie for taking time to be here. I know it was tough with you not feeling well and like having that injury. I was like, man, I feel so
Yeah,
bad for him.
life is life is definitely throwing me a bunch of curveballs, but
But
we made it through. We're here today,
yeah, I'm
thankfully.
I'm glad. I'm glad you're feeling better and everything. So awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate the love and support.
Yeah, so I have a lot of respect for the skating community, so I've been just trying to reach out to more skaters and everything like that. I became a fan with, just watching the Olympics and everything like that. And personally knowing people in the past in high school that used to skateboard too. But so, that's why I'm glad that you're here to talk a little bit more about your experience and, hopefully get to learn something new today. So before we get started, I always like to ask my guests, human to human, how has life been for you? Uh, what things do you have any highlights or anything you're excited about for this year?
I'm just grateful I'm able to skate every day and just be mentally like okay for the most part. Just staying occupied. Hanging out with friends and just skating a lot, filming. Yeah.
Okay, nice, nice. That's all that truly matters. The simple things in life. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's get started, Willie. With your skate background in skateboarding, what originally like gravitated you towards the sport and art of skateboarding? How old were you? When did you start? When did you learn? Like all of that.
Yeah, I was around like 13 where I picked up like my first skate mag, and I idolized Andrew Reynolds, which he was like a really well-known skater at that time. He skated for a team called America, so I like had all his shoes and stuff, and that just like kind of inspired me. But then I got like hurt when I was like 15, maybe like about 2 years, 3 years later, and I quit skating for a while, and then I picked it up during COVID.
Mm.
So weirdly, so I started skating during COVID, and yeah, I haven't looked back. I was just like, oh, I wonder if I have like the ability to still do it. Or just like, oh, let me just try it. I brought myself a board and stuff, and I was like, all right, cool. I'm still doing tricks, and then I just been consistent. But yeah, so it's pretty cool. Like I said, I'm just grateful. I like see how much better I'm becoming. Once again, mentally and just on the board, I just feel better. I'm like, oh yeah, more confidence and stuff. It's been a journey. It's been really cool.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting that you said you picked it back up during the pandemic. Like, what was that experience like? Like, what were the limitations to picking up skateboarding when everything was like locked down and quarantine and stuff?
Everybody, I mean, they were like, "Oh yeah, you guys can skate. I mean, you guys can be actively active. Like you can do stuff outside. You just can't really be near people."
Mm.
So the skate parks I would go to, I like to skate early in the morning. So I'm up at like 5 o'clock every day, and
Oh,
then I
okay.
like get to the skate park like 7, and I skate by 8 because the one by my house in Brentwood opens at 8. So I'm usually there like 8 o'clock pretty much, and I'm just skating since early. So there's normally like 9 times out of 10 there's nobody around. So I did it with precaution and everything, but
Okay.
it
And,
was pretty cool.
and just to let everyone know, what is this current park that you're at right now?
This is Tanner Skate Park in Copiague. It's a beautiful park. It's right by the water. This is actually where I started skating again. Um, I was like, oh, let me go to the skate park and see what I got. And yeah, the tricks that I do here now are completely different from when I first started again. It's pretty insane.
Mm, right. And
Yeah.
going back to your journey, your career as a skater, what do you feel has been your biggest accomplishment? And then what do you feel was your most challenging moment as a skater?
Definitely challenging myself to land tricks that I know I've done when I was little, and then trying to. That's the thing about skateboarding. It's like it's never like you're never just like content. You just want to keep getting better and better and better because you could do one trick and you could do it like three different ways, and then you can add like a 360 to it or start, you know, maneuvering the tricks differently, and it's all the same trick, but it's just flipped differently. So
Mm.
like becoming more confident on the board because you don't want to fall. You know, you want to like skate really well, but you don't want to fall. But also there's so in skateboarding you do skate park skating. It's pretty much you like practice here, and then normally you want to go to the streets and skate on like hard pavement and spots that you get kicked out, and they're like, no, you can't be doing that. So that's a lot harder too because when you go out with a film crew and you're trying to get clips, like you want to land tricks first try. Like not everybody's landing it first try. But as a skater filmer, like I started skating the streets more and getting better with that environment because it's completely different. It's very hardcore. It depending on what you're doing, you know, because people get hurt. You got to just be
Mm.
very confident. You know, it's part. It's like kind of like basketball. You know, you're gonna make your shot every single time. Like that's the best way I could put it. You
Okay.
know, you can miss 1,000 shots, but then you can make one and be like, all right, cool, I'm back in the game.
Okay, so it does get real out on the streets, as it seems.
Yeah, yeah, people get hurt. Yeah, it's crazy, but it's beautiful at the same time because you do a lot of traveling and different places that you can imagine to be a skate spot. Like you'll find yourself driving around place and be like, "Oh, that looks like a cool skate spot," and then you go check it out and be like, "Oh, yeah, they're gonna kick us out." So it's like, damn,
Wow.
yeah,
So
it's
speaking
pretty
on
crazy.
adding to that, what are some of your favorite moves to perform, or what moves currently do you wish you could do on your skateboard?
So I like to do a lot of kick flips and heel flips and fakie tricks. So it's like you're riding your board backwards. But
Mm,
those are like the because I keep it my type of skating. I consider it very basic. Like it's just fundamentals. You know what I mean? Like it's the fundamentals because then you learn those, and then you can flip your board. Like I said, like 360, 540. There's all these different ways the board's just like spinning, and you just got to jump back on top.
right.
So yeah,
Yeah.
those. I mean, if I could learn better tricks, I'd work more on my switch and nollie because that's skating basically like a baseball player hits switch like two different ways. Like you can hit from your left side and your right side.
Mhm.
So in skateboarding, you could do the same, but it's called switch. So it's the
Okay.
same tricks, but you're just doing it in a your different way of skating.
Okay.
It's like shooting with your left hand if you're shooting with your right.
Oh, kind of inverted. Okay, gotcha.
Exactly. Yeah,
All
yeah,
right,
yeah,
all
yeah.
right. Okay. So in your opinion, is it more exciting and inspiring to watch other skaters perform, or is it more exciting, inspirational when you're out there skating yourself?
Um, I think watching my friends skate because I film too. So when I'm with them, we're going through that whole process, and it's like it's inspiring because it makes me want to just obviously skate better and be more consistent like these people. Like it's not that easy. But yeah, I mean, seeing my own skating get better too, it's inspirational. It makes me want to like just keep learning and understanding that hey, I could just get better and more consistent.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, and I ask that question because sometimes people prefer to watch than to actually like do. So
no, I like to be a part of both. That's why like
yeah.
I never really took my skating seriously. It was more like, oh, I just want to be a filmer. I just want to film my friends. And
Mm.
then one day I was like, hey, I could do what I can the best way I can, and then just hope for the best. And been working. I do a lot of things that I feel like look cool, and like that's a lot. Like my friend group, like they mostly just do tricks that look cool, and we're just like, yeah, that look cool.
Yeah.
We're
Okay.
not trying to like, yeah, go too hard, but
Yes. Speaking on watching skaters perform, what other skaters are you inspired by, or is there any styles you've seen from other skaters that you like to implement into your own routine?
definitely my favorite skater, Andrew Reynolds, just his front side flips. That's a trick that I used to have, but I can't do it anymore.
Hmm.
Um, it's a kick flip, and then you have to do a 180 with it.
Oh snap.
And then his fakie backside flips were amazing, or frontside flips. People are gonna get mad about that, but um, yeah, I'm horrible about that. Who else? Stevie Williams for sure. He was an all time ledge skater that I feel he's from Philly. He's nasty, but his skating definitely I idolize. His manuals too are really sick. Chad Muska, he's like a designer skater. He was really cool too. I'm
Mm.
thinking of who else, but I can name so many
Wow, yeah.
right now.
There's a lot of
It's just a
crazy
lot.
skaters out there.
Yeah, I try to take a little bit from everybody, and it's not more like it's just like, all right, how can I use their method of doing that trick to make my skill a little bit more perfect, I guess.
Okay, okay. Going a little little side note here. I want to ask you quickly. What are your thoughts on tech decks and fingerboarding? Have you
Oh,
own any tech
I love it.
decks?
Yeah. Yeah, when I was a kid in school, I had like the plastic ones, but like when I got older, a lot of my friends were getting like wood ones because you can spend almost more than what you that you spend on a actual skateboard because they go up to like 200 to $300. Like every little piece is like pretty expensive. Like
Yeah, I
I
was
have a couple
seeing
of friends
that
that do it.
the
And people
professional.
like travel the world and they like have these like made like cement made just obstacles everywhere. People take
Wow.
it seriously. They make money off of it. So it's like really good. But I mean, obviously, you don't want to do it for the money.
Yeah, cause
You know, it feels more rewarding when you win something. You're like, yeah.
yeah,
But
definitely. Cause a lot of people
yeah, but I
may
love
see a lot of people may
it.
see tech decks like something that for a younger audience, but there's like adults out here that really love fingerboarding. There's even I
Yeah,
don't know if you saw there's even like an old couple that do fingerboarding together, but do you see like
that's awesome.
do you see fingerboarding becoming like something more serious, something as close to the Olympics or anything like
Yeah.
that?
Um, I don't know too much about the Olympics just yet, but
Hmm.
possibly.
Okay, okay.
I think it's pretty dope though. Yeah, I think it's really. I'm sure they have their own like contests, like I was saying, like that people take seriously, like really seriously, and want to win these So
Yeah, awesome.
I totally support that. I think that if there's money for something that you have a really good skill in, it's awesome. Because like I said, I have a lot of friends that fingerboard, and some of them film with their actual camcorders, like their clips, and I'm like, I used to do that when I was little. I used to have all the tech stuff. I just never thought like I'm gonna take it seriously, but it would be cool. Like I picked it up also, like I like fractured my growth plate, so I
Mm.
was just like on my left ankle, and that's like my kick flip, my flicking thing, my
Yeah.
flicking, yeah, the flicking foot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah, so I picked it up just teching like that, and I just had a whole bunch of different techs.
Yeah, right now on the tech that I'm trying to learn the ollie, it has not been easy, but I'm gonna get there one day. Well, okay.
Yeah.
So, going back to to skate parks, besides the park you're in right now, what other skate parks or places you like to attend? What are your favorite locations?
So I like this. I like each skate park on Long Island, different like for their reasons of what they have there. So like I love Turner Park because of their pyramid. That's a pyramid, like the way it's
Oh,
shaped.
okay.
So you can like come up from the sides and stuff. If you those are like hubbas, I can't do any of that. I just
Mm.
stick to the pyramids. But it's like low, like it's chill. You can do your tricks and stuff. But also Brentwood, that's like literally 2 blocks away from my house. They have a A-frame. But yeah, that's why I go there. Um, Hempstead is another place, a hometown in Long Island, and they have like this cool looking, like it looks like a disco thing. And
Mhm.
it's like you go up and you like kind of go on an incline, so you're doing your tricks coming up and down.
Wow.
That's another place that I love. And then they have Mastic Skate Park. They also have something similar to that and a cool mani pad. There's just so many skate parks, and I mean, hopefully they're supposed to be redoing this park.
Oh, okay.
Fortunately, because the ground is pretty rough, but then you just have to buy like new wheels and bearings to make you
Oh,
go faster,
gotcha.
and
Yeah.
then suck it up a little bit. But it's good for your legs. That's all I can say.
Yeah, the whole friction thing. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I know you mentioned to me like you like skating in the morning and it's more peaceful. Uh, so I guess I would assume, do you prefer to skate when there isn't much people, or if there's a lot of people, and why?
Absolutely. I think skating on your own, you're just like in your own space. I think of like Kobe just in the gym, like by himself. Like
Mm.
I look up to him a lot, and I just think it's like, everybody has their own thing, depending on what their work schedule is, your family lifestyle. Mine just works early in the morning. I get the workout out of the way, I eat something, and then I have time for everything else in the day. And then sometimes I do 2 sessions a day. Like I'll be like, all right, like I'm off work, I'm chilling, I'm just gonna go skate in the morning, 8 o'clock, get that out in an hour, go home, eat, chill, and then go skate again like at 3 or 4 because my friends are like, yo, you want to go get some clips? I'm like, all right, let's go. I just suck it up. But um, yeah, but it's not that I don't like skating with other people. Like,
Mm-hmm.
obviously I go out in groups to like the city, like an hour away from Long Island, and it's like 3 or 4 of us, and we're just like getting clips, and just enjoying because it's also good to get out and go do other things. But
Right. So how would you describe the skating community in your area? Is it more chill or is it more competitive? What's the vibes like out
it's
there?
it's definitely a mixture of chill and competitive. I think everybody wants to be the best, and I don't like. I've never really focused on that. I've focused on just like, all right, you know, I could just do the best that I can and contribute to the community the way that I can. And a lot of people in the community definitely do, and they show up, and a lot of them reach out to me, and they like believe in me, and they've given me boards and taken me places that like I couldn't even imagine going. So I definitely gotten taken care of. But yeah, there's also like this thing that a company in Long Island, they're called Best Life Ever. They do this one night it's like one night towards the end of the year. People
Mm-hmm.
come together, and then filmers and skaters come together, and they put on videos. And I've done 2 of them. Like last year I did 2. So
Awesome.
all the
Wow.
community comes together with that. Yeah, sorry, but
Yeah, that's
it's
really
a
cool.
bunch of different hardware companies, board companies, clothing companies, everybody. You'll see them everywhere at the skate park, like stickers everywhere. So
That's
kind
good.
of when you get to the skate park, you're just like, okay, I see all this.
Yeah, that's cool. A lot of collaborations going there. It's a good. That seems
Yeah,
like a
it's,
good opportunity to network.
yeah, definitely. I've met a lot of awesome people through that
Mm.
for sure.
So for people who don't know, like what are some typical things you will see at a skate park? You got your board, you're walking to the park. As soon as you get there, like what are certain things, that are happening at skate parks that people may not know about?
Well, that's in my skate park. I mean, Brentwood. People from what I've seen. I mean, anywhere I go, I'm sorry, but like everybody's pretty open. You got your beginners, you have your really good people, and people who are just like intermediate. I feel like it's a good mixture of everybody, and we're very supportive. Like we see people struggling for something, and we try to like help them out, or give their best opinion on like what they're doing wrong when it comes to skating, like your flip tricks or whatever, what you're setting up your foot. Like I think it's pretty open, it's pretty chill. Like I definitely think that I've had so many conversations with different people everywhere I've gone. Like I've gone everywhere in life, and just I've met so much people through skateboarding.
Hmm.
It's a great conversation starter because like I'll have older people come up to me and be like, "Damn, like I don't know how you do it." I'm like, I don't know. I just do it. I figure it out. Like it just
Yeah.
I'm 30 now. I'm really taking care of my body and everything. Just trying to skate as much as possible and enjoy it because I didn't really do that. I quit skating for like 10 years.
That's
But
amazing.
it feels good. I'm like, I'm getting better. It feels great.
Yeah. And speaking, when you mention your age, do you see any like ageism in the skateboarding community where people are like, "Oh, cause you're this age, you can't do that. It doesn't look cool." Anything of that nature that happens?
That I hear or anything. Yeah, no, I don't
Okay.
know. I don't really think so.
Okay. Okay. That's good. Cause people at any age could do whatever they want. Like,
Definitely.
it might be an online thing where there's just a lot of ageism that people think you have to be young for every single thing, but and 30s is young. I don't know why people get so hard on that, but whatever.
I I think okay. So the only thing, the reason why I also say like I'm 30, I'm getting older, is that a lot of people in my age group are still jumping down like 8 stairs or like 10
Wow.
stairs, and they're doing it effortlessly. Like no big deal. I got that. Um, It was pretty funny, but that's the only reason why I say it because I wouldn't do that at this like because I don't want to get hurt. I think it's beautiful. I think the art of it is skillful. Like it's dope. But I'm over here like, oh man, I want to be able to skate tomorrow. I don't want to be hurt because
Right.
being hurt sucks. Being hurt sucks. It sucks so bad.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Okay. Okay, so uh what are some things you should not do around skaters or when you're at the park, and what are some things you should do?
Definitely say what's up. Try to get familiar with people. Like I said, it's easier for people to give you advice if they know you. Because I feel like a lot of beginner skaters don't realize how cool we are. Like we're very open. We're just like, yeah, whatever you need. Like if you need any pointers on anything, definitely try to stay out of our way because some of us just are mean, and they don't really like. They'll just be like, yeah, get out the way, and I'm like, hey, just like let me know, and my bad, you know.
Mm.
Um, but it's very intimidating when you go like during the like a 5 o'clock session because you got little kids, you have scooter kids,
Oh
people that
yeah.
just get in the way, so it's very hectic. And
Mm.
skaters are just trying to skate. It's not that we're trying to like, but it's like damn, it's very busy. That's why I don't skate during those times.
Okay.
It's pretty hectic.
Is there any other hidden truths or misconceptions about skaters or skateboarding that you're open to sharing?
That we're all mean, I guess. That we're not just very sweet and just cool people.
Okay.
Other than that,
Okay. I want to transition here to how skateboarding helps your mental health. I want to talk about, how it helps you personally. So, uh, can you explain like what are some of the emotions and, the mentality you have when you're in a skating environment?
definitely, yeah. It has helped my mental health since, like I said, COVID. We had to stay away from people, and it was tough because I don't mind seeing people, but I'm a little better on my own in most ways. Um, but it definitely it gives me something to look forward to. Um, the adrenaline that I get when I'm on the board, it's like uncomparable to anything else because I've done it all. I've done like biking, cycling, I've done running, jogging, like
Mm-hmm.
baseball, basketball, and I know how it feels for like that heartbeat. But when it's like a skateboard and landing the trick, like I can't explain it. It's like addicting. It's like you just want to get better and better and better.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, but yeah, if I'm having a bad day, I get on my board and it changes like that. Like, okay, I may not have landed a trick, but it felt good to get out there, and I was, trying my best, and I got that out, and um, it helps. It helps. It definitely helps in all ways possible.
Right. Have you seen other skaters go through like mental issues or they have frustrations with life? How do you think skateboarding is
Definitely,
affecting other people's mental
definitely.
health?
Well, not to laugh about it. I'm sorry, but
Mm.
to me, I don't get that mad. I'm not gonna. I mean, I've broken boards before, but I've seen people at the park chuck boards, not
Mm.
knowingly, like not thinking about it, slamming their boards on the floor because they can't get a trick. I've done that, but like I said, like I mostly just skate on my own. So if I'm doing that, it's like nobody's getting hurt. I'm not gonna like break a board on nobody's head. But a lot of people get upset. It's very common, and it's highlighted in skateboarding. It's part of skateboarding, I guess. But
Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
What
I
what's
guess that yeah.
what's more important when it comes to being a skater, your physical performance or your ability to focus mentally and just have a strong mentality? Or is it a mix of both?
Definitely, it's a strong mentality because you just want to be consistent and land your tricks. Because some of us don't really have the stamina to like just keep doing that trick repetitively, like repeatedly. And yeah, you definitely just have to stay as mentally strong as you can because you
Mm.
can get hurt. Definitely, you don't want to get hurt.
Okay. Now, Willie, I want to get into the good part, which I want to transition to more about, you being a filmmaker and everything like that. So I want to get to your development as a skateboarding videographer and, being the cameraman behind your films as well. And it's named Eyewantitall Films. Can you describe the transition from being a skater to then becoming the person also behind the scenes to film skaters and other events out there?
Yeah, I think with skateboarding, you kind of like get a feel of things, what looks good. When it comes to filmmaking and just working with different people, I think just having a great relationship with them helps. It you just talk with the skater because the skater's like obviously he's overwhelmed. He's probably getting tired every try he doesn't like the trick. There's a lot of people around. You just want to like talk them through it, and you know, uh, kind of be their crutch because they obviously they have to motivate themselves, but a filmer and a skater are like go hand in hand. Um, because it's both. As many times as that skater's doing a trick, you're doing you got to restart, and it's lines can go for like 30 seconds to a minute. And if they don't land those tricks, it's like it's stressful. And you're carrying a big camera like 20-25 pounds,
Mm,
the fisheye on it, so it's a lot on your back.
right.
Um, but I love every single moment of it because I've like skated in freezing weather, and I'm like, I don't care, like we're just gonna get this trick. Um, but it's also cool because, like I said, you know what looks good. So as a skater filmer, you're looking on Google Maps for new skate spots for the skate spot apps, or people know spots, and you're just like constantly looking for stuff. And then you hit up your friends and you're like, yo, I would do something on that. I wouldn't tell you to do something that I wouldn't do. So let's go get a clip, and then let's go get some footage.
Right. Okay. So
Um,
yeah.
you know,
So
yeah.
how would you describe your brand I Want It All Films to someone who's like unfamiliar with your work? What's the meaning behind the name also?
Well, I think it's self-proclaimed and it's kind of like cocky, but it's like I want it all, and I'm not gonna stop till I get it. So it definitely just like keeps me confident once again. I feel like I want it all was just like it started at the skate park with my camcorder, and I was just filming, just like random people. I just go up to them and be like, "Hey, bro, like, can I film you? I got this camera," and they're like, "Yeah." And I also like started filming my homie Mike. Um, so like we just started filming all the time, and then we were like, hey, let's just make like brands that are just like a bigger representative of ourselves. And I created this. Like I worked with an artist that helped me make it, but
Mhm.
it also is holding like the camcorder. So with this, I have like an eyeball tattoo here,
Mhm.
and yeah, uh, I just wanted to, and also like I've always heard like people tell me like when I'm filming, they're like, hey, like you have the eye for things, like with
Mm.
this camcorder that I have, like I use a lot of the eye. It's like a viewfinder. So there's
Yeah.
many different reasons. It's like I don't know. It's a secret in a way too.
Okay.
But yeah,
Back in September of 2023, this probably a while ago, but you shared a post of you holding a camera, what looks like your country flag on the side. I'm not.
yes, yeah.
So can you tell me more about that camera you're holding and what were you recording?
This is so it's a HVX. I
Hey,
have it
there it is.
here. So this is the HVX. This camcorder is it's a HVX 200 It's a Panasonic HVX 200. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, this flag is the Puerto Rican flag. So it's
Awesome.
in black.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's
And I
cool.
was filming, like I said, I just like that was around the time when I started getting like I said, I brought the camera and I just started like chilling at the park and I would like skate and then I just asked people like, "Yo, can I film you?" And they're like, "Yeah." I just want to make like cool edits and start posting them like of all the people at the parks and like um yeah, it's pretty cool.
What techniques are you using while you're recording skaters, while they're moving, because they're moving, you're trying to hold the camera so it doesn't seem as rocky. Like, what are you doing to help make your film run smoothly?
It's all just forearm straight.
Okay.
Like this hurts all the time.
Okay, okay.
It's constant, but also like when you're not holding it like this, because then also once again there's this it's a fisheye, so it weighs more as well.
Okay.
So it's just put together. It's a lot on your back. It's strenuous, but
Okay.
yeah, just truly just holding the camera, or if you're like filming, you're just like holding it this way.
Okay.
So it's a lot still on your forearm, but you're just like looking in and zooming in and out with this button. That's kind
Okay.
of what I use. Yeah.
Nice. Hmm. So you being behind the camera, what are some eye candy shots that you're looking for when you're capturing skaters? Like, what in your opinion, what are some successful pieces of, video when it comes to you, when it comes to your films?
I think us just having a good time and
Okay.
smiling, even if we're like going through it together, we're just laughing about it. Like this is ridiculous. Like let's just finish this. Like
Mm.
that's my capture moment. I've taken skaters a couple places and we filmed things and just seeing them hyped off of their trick, like wow, it's a great feeling too. Those are things that I like kind of go for more. I don't really, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay. I saw that you have a film where skaters at nighttime. It was a portion within the video where you guys are at nighttime in a parking lot, and you guys are like people are flipping over this bike that's upside down. Can you share like how are you able to catch this moment? What was going on?
So yeah, that was like a couple like months in from when they opened the skate park. So around the time that they opened this, because I've always filmed, but I had just brought this camera once again because I filmed with a different camera and I like I sold it or threw it out or lost it. I don't even know what I did with it. But um that's around the time when I got the camera. So we were just skating in the parking lot and you know I at that time I would skate around like 5 o'clock, and we would
Mm.
stay till later in the night. Um Especially like in the winter it gets darker earlier. In New York, like whatever. I think everybody most of the part. But yeah, we were just in the parking lot, and my friend Dante, he brought his like ramp. There's like this ramp, whatever. It's like a DIY ramp, and then my friend just had a bike, and then they just set it up, and I was like, I'm gonna film that, and they were like, okay, and then like everybody was going in,
Oh,
putting
what?
in work.
Okay, that was
It was
cool.
just I don't know, yeah,
I was like,
it's
is this
pretty
an
dope.
upside down bike?
Yeah, I was also trying to figure out if my camera was good in low light. I was like, actually, it's like figuring. I was just playing around. I wasn't even supposed to be filming
Oh,
that.
okay, got
It
you.
wasn't until I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna film it." They're like, "I bet," and then that's when everybody starts throwing down stuff. I'm like, "Okay,
And so she
damn,
starts showing off. Okay. I want to talk about your specific two films that you created. Is I believe it's Blue Skies and For My Dogs. What's the
yeah,
story behind creating those films, and what meaning do they have to you and the skating community?
wow." So yeah, that's a great question. So yeah, for my dogs, that was a representative of just the friends that I had during that time that I created that film, and I tell people like, let's just get clips and I'm just gonna make a cool skate video. And they were like, okay, cool. And they just like fully believed in me. And they never even like asked for their clips. They didn't care. They were just like, okay, just hold those clips down, do whatever you want with it. So I just felt like a lot of the people in the community too came through for me during that time too. Um so yeah, for my dogs, it's just like for my dogs, like it was these people gave their heart and soul for me. Like they got hurt a couple times, like I made a video for it. It was for them. That I gave that video for them. Like, and it was also a different mixture because I did different brands and then one person specifically, Vinny. Um, so yeah, it was dope. It was a really cool video and best life ever also
Oh,
part two.
okay,
Um,
awesome.
and then Blue Skies, that was just like an extension of for my dogs. It was a bit it was pretty much what I couldn't film if I had the time because I didn't have a lot of time to finish for my dogs. People were literally just like calling me like, "Yo, I'll get a clip for your video," or like just it we just be like film like I'd be filming one skater and then just so coincidentally somebody else pulled up and it's like, "Yo, I was getting Chinese food. I'll give you a clip real quick. I got the board in the car." It was insane how that video worked out. Like I was going through a lot mentally. Like I didn't even want to make the video. I just was like, nah, I'm kind of done. Like I just don't want to film right now. Like I wanted
Yeah.
to take a break. But I got it done and then Blue Skies, I was just like, all right, well, I have people who want to work with me because of that video. Because I reached out to people and they were like, yeah, I'll be in your video. And I was like, okay, cool. Um, and yeah, Blue Skies, it was just like an extension of For My Dogs. It was just, you know, and I was having a lot of blue days during that time frame too. Blue skies.
Oh,
It just
got
like
you.
look
Okay.
up to the skies
Mm.
thing.
Yeah, I really like watching those two films, just seeing what the different skaters were presenting, and it was just really cool. But I enjoy those films, so good work with that. Um,
Appreciate that.
okay, so Willie, I want to list out some significant people or skateboarding events you mentioned on your social media platform, and just tell me as much as you remember, or just in a few words if you want to describe it. Okay, so let's see. I guess let's go with this one. Best life ever captured a flag at Brentwood, New York. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah. So that's my good friend. He he asked me to sponsor an event at Brentwood, which is my town skate park, and we all pitched in for a best it was like a best trick contest, and I submitted one because like I'm from Brentwood, and I was like, I know I'm not gonna win it because the cash prize was like $500, but I was like, I know I'm not gonna win it, but I'm still gonna get a clip for the video, So yeah, that I was, I was shouting them out for that, but that's a company from my friend Mike.
Okay. Uh, who is Pat Rumney? Rumney? I don't know.
Pat Rumney, yeah,
Okay.
Pat Rumney. He's a Long Island legend. He moved out to California to skateboard and stuff. And he's really good people. We both collaborated on a T-shirt that I did
Mhm.
at this spot called the Range. It's no longer there, unfortunately. It was a DIY that people came together.
Mhm.
They made the ramps and stuff. It was a really nice DIY, but I think that might be the video you're talking about.
Okay. Who is Smoke Folk?
He's a guy. He's someone that we did what is it? A video. Like it was like a pop up skate contest, and
Mm.
we did it like a collaboration.
Okay.
So I filmed the video, but he did the contest.
Okay. What about M Worth or Emily Worth?
Oh, Emily Worth. Yeah, she's this person that was also in Blue Skies. I
Okay.
did an interview with her, but she's a really good person. Yes, she's a great skater as well.
Okay. Greenport Skate Park with Limitless Culture, New York.
Yeah, Greenport Skate Park. It's a skate park in Greenport. It's another hometown now. They did a skate park contest there. Women's Culture was the one that threw it, that pretty much sponsored it.
Mm.
A bunch of other companies sponsored it, but he was the guy that actually you know.
Okay. Okay. How about Tanner Jam 2024 Men's Mini Ramp?
Yeah, so that's here right here.
Oh, okay.
Tanner, they do a contest here, and I was never able to make it because I started skating only like 2 years ago. So I I it's intimidating because it's packed here, and when you first start skating and you're not really too sure about the community, you like are like, I don't want to really like go to that. There's a lot of people there.
Mhm.
But I did a video there. It was my first year that I ever went. It was amazing. Yeah, I filmed three videos there actually. I broke them down because I didn't want to have a full like 10-minute video for people to watch. I just wanted to break them up,
Okay.
put my little twist on it.
And I'll do a last one here. Let's see. How about Ziggy Starsuck?
Oh yeah, that's my boy. He's a musician as well. He has a band called Tone Dial. We did an interview, and he was also in my video for my dogs. So pretty
Oh,
dope.
nice, awesome. So just some quick conclusion questions before I let you showcase your skateboarding skills out there. So, what advice can you give to skaters or anyone who wants to film skateboarding content? How can they get started on their dreams? They don't have any connections, no support, or they lack finances. They're at ground zero. Like, what would you suggest on how they could get started with their goals and aspirations?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, try your best to get the essentials in a skateboard. Because it can get expensive, but it's only because people try to get the best stuff out there. Um, Definitely your community is normally pulling up, and people leave boards and parts here. They'll tell people like, hey, you want those trucks, you want those wheels, like, I'm throwing them out because we change our parts on our skateboard quite often. If you're skating every day, you're definitely changing it very often. Um, but yeah, if you want to film too, like just start with a friend group that you can trust and you can work with for a very long time. Have no problem like you know filming them because it gets repetitive. And, yeah, I mean, it's really not that it's not that serious. You just
Mhm.
have to do your best to just understand, be open minded. Don't think that everybody's against you, and the community is very well that they'll people take care of each other. And yeah, just have that like that mindset that you can just get better and people are gonna hold you down.
Okay. And Willie, what's next for you? Where do you want to take your whole film career next? What's your overall motivation for showcasing more of the skateboarding community and events out there?
Yeah, I'm trying to make a couple of more skate park contests and just do more filming of the communities that people showing up to that. And yeah, I want to make more films. I want to work with more people from Long Island or, wherever I can find people to collaborate with and, get the vision out there. Um, yeah, make more
Awesome.
clothes. I'm trying to come out with more like hoodies and stuff and maybe like make a couple hats. I don't
Yes,
really
Willie.
like
We
try to sell them off.
we need the
People,
threads,
yeah,
Willie.
when people are like, "Hey, do you have like a hoodie?" I was just like, "I can make one." I just like you gotta give me some time because it's not like I'm not like trying to put out merchandise. I
Oh,
never was
okay.
like that. I make a couple things for myself, for my family, whoever wants something, and then I'm like, okay. But yeah, if
Oh,
people
I
ask me,
see.
I'll be like, "Yeah, I got you. I can make one."
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right, Willie, this is the time, I'll let you take the floor. You can share your skateboard, maybe the parts of your
Yeah,
skateboards to educate
yeah,
people, and then
definitely.
any moves or tricks if you're okay with doing that, be safe.
Yeah, I could do something easy, like
Okay.
nothing, no big deal. So yeah, so
Mhm.
this is a skateboard. This is a Chapman skateboard. It's actually made in Deer Park. I don't know if that's yeah. I guess they make boards there, Deer Park. It's a company called Chapman Skateboards in Long Island. Uh, that's all I ride. It's an 838. Um, these are independent trucks, and it's actually like they're my favorite skater, Andrew Reynolds. They're hitch truck. They're hollows, independents. And then I have Spitfire wheels. That's what this big sticker is right here. The Spitfire guy.
Mhm.
I
Oh,
got it the other
nice.
day. It helps me tell that this is my nose and my tail because that's a whole different story. And then the insides are called bearings.
Mm.
And they're what helps the skateboard roll. And the newer that they are, like they don't really sound, but some of them sound really crazy loud. And then these inside here are called bushings.
Mm.
So it's kind of like the shock absorbers.
Okay.
And then you got the grip tape, which is it's like sandpaper, literally. Like you have holes in your shoes. And then these right here are hardwares. Um, and they keep the board together pretty much.
Oh, Willie, you mentioned the trucks are hollow. What does that mean exactly?
Hollow, so they're way less because most skateboards they all have so they have like hollow here, like the
Okay.
inside of it are not like nothing in there, and then the kingpins way less because inside here there's another hole.
Okay.
But usually they'll be filled up and they just make the board because some people like heavier boards. I like a lighter board
Okay.
because my knees. I skate like semi tight.
Okay.
It's more or less of how stable you want to be. Because I mean, if you want to get better, you would want to start, definitely loosen your trucks because you'll just be like wobbling. Like with these, I have them kind of tight. Like I can't really bend them, but some people can just go like this. Like
Okay.
they're loose. So
Okay. Okay.
when you ride them tighter, you feel more confident. But some tricks they help, some tricks they don't. I'm constantly adjusting my trucks to loose and tight. I can never decide. Yeah,
Okay.
I could try to do like a quick trick there on the ramp.
But be careful.
Okay.
Everyone, don't
No,
try
I'm gonna
this
get
at
this.
home. Be experienced and professional with this.
That's hilarious. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, quick and easy. I was practicing before I knew. That was it. Nice. And that was a backside 180, like the most simplest trick you can ever do.
Okay, awesome. That was awesome. Good. We're not gonna do anything crazy, okay? Like I said,
Yeah, no,
do not try this at home.
oh boy,
Okay.
this is funny.
But yeah, this was amazing. I feel like this was like a just a surface level kind of conversation about skateboarding and learning more about you, Willie, and what you do, and just closing things out here. I want to thank you for doing this because I know you were going through it and we had to like reschedule and everything. So
Yeah, yeah,
I appreciate you just taking the time to share your story. Educate us more on skateboarding and just learning more about your films. So
of course.
you know, but on the good side, you are the first person in skateboarding I had on here that was willing to show some moves in real time. So I
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
much
Under
appreciate.
pressure.
Oh gosh, oh no.
Probably gonna have a mini sesh for like an hour here, and then I'm gonna head
Oh,
home.
okay, awesome. Okay, guys.
Yeah,
So with that being said, thanks to anyone who has tuned into this. If you like content such as this, feel free to like and share this video. Support the skating community, And also check out Willy. He's doing amazing things with just film, and just providing an insight into his skating community and other communities out there. So I'll link all his stuff in the description. And with that being said, hope everyone enjoyed today's video. Comment your thoughts and see you next time. Take care. Peace.